ora tamariki mā, and welcome to The Word. It's so good to have you with us today. One of the things that I love most about the Bible is how Jesus loves everyone equally. Not just his whānau, his mom, dad, and his brothers and sisters. Not just his mates, his disciples. Not just those who believe the same things as him, but everyone. Guess what? Sometimes I come across people that I don't like very much, and it's hard for me to love them. But you know, the Bible is full of stories that teach me how to love others. These stories show me how Jesus lived and how he loved people. Some of you might have heard this story before, but I want you to listen carefully and see if you hear anything new that would help you to love the people you meet on your journey, especially the difficult ones. So Zaccaeus, let's call him Zac. Zac lived in a town called Jericho. One day, Jesus was visiting Jericho, and as he walked through the streets, the crowds of people began to gather around him. Having Jesus visit your town or city back then was like having a famous person visit today. Everyone wanted to see him, everyone wanted to hear him, and everyone wanted to get as close as they could to Jesus. The problem for Zac, though, was he was really short. And as much as he tried, he just couldn't see Jesus. He couldn't see what was going on. Well, brainwave! Zac saw a tall, bushy sycamore tree up ahead in the direction that Jesus was walking. Zac remembered that he used to love climbing trees as a kid, so he ran ahead and he climbed up as high as he could, and he found himself a comfy branch to sit on. This was the perfect spot. Zac could see and hear everything that was going on from here, but no one could see him. This was a good thing, because in Jericho, where Zac lived, the people didn't like him at all. You see, his job was to collect taxes. That meant he took money off the people in the town and gave it to the rulers of the land. The thing was, though, that Zac was a liar and a thief. He forced the people in the town to pay higher taxes than he was meant to. This made life really hard for the people of Jericho, and they hated Zac for it. Zac became very rich, but also very lonely. He had no friends at all, but that was his own fault, right? If you treat people badly, you can't expect them to want to hang out with you. Well, on with the story. Zac watched as Jesus got closer to the tree, and then Jesus stopped, and out of nowhere he looked up. Not at the tree, not at the sky or the sun. No, he looked straight into the face of Zac. Jesus was like, "Zac, haere mai, let's go have a kai." "Me," said Zac. "I don't see any other Zacs up there," smiled Jesus. Zac climbed down from the tree and led Jesus and his disciples to his whare. The people of Jericho were not happy. They grumbled and they complained. Does Jesus even know who he's talking to? Does he even know how Zac treats us? Well, Jesus did know, and he loved Zac anyway. He knew that once he had the opportunity to talk with him, Zac would want to change. Inside the house, Zac listened to Jesus. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. Jesus showed him that the way he had been living was wrong. He knew he had been dishonest with the people of Jericho, and he was going to need to put things right. Zac made a choice to change. He knew that just saying sorry was not going to be enough. He had to change the way he had been living. So he made a promise to Jesus that he would give half of what he had to the poor, and he would pay back the people he had stolen from. In fact, he would pay them back 4 times more than what he had taken. Jesus was so different to any other person that Zac had ever met. He showed him what true love really looked like. He saw past all the things that Zac had done wrong and showed him a different way to live, a way that included love. Jesus knew that spending time with Zac was what he needed, that Zac would learn best by following his example of love others as I have loved you. He knew that Zac would change after this time spent together and that he would become a lifelong follower of Jesus. That's what he's calling us to today. He's calling each one of you to become a lifelong follower of Jesus.